Hello, dear friends. We're glad to welcome you back on Alatra TV Middle East. Today, the topic of our discussion is personal development of humans in a creative society and the importance of education in a creative society. Also, we will touch the topic of moral values that should dominate in people in the society. And today, my co host is Anya. Hi, Anya. How are you doing?
Hello, Kate. Thank you. Happy to be with you here today. And I just want like to address our viewers who maybe for the first time with us that we are making this interview in the framework of the Creative Society project. So the Creative Society project, it's a unique project launched on the platform of Alatra International Public Movement. And in this project, people from more than 180 countries every day conducting social surveys, interviews, to ask each person how do they see the creative society, a society where every person feels happy and lives prosperously in all spheres of life. And today I would like to ask also our viewers, please feel free to share your comments and questions in the chat box on YouTube. And the most interesting questions will be asked in the end of the conversation. Right, Kate?
Yes, for sure. Absolutely. And also, I would like to add that throughout this project, we are testing a theory of six handshakes. And according to this theory, all people in the world know each other through five or even less social connections. So, can you imagine how great it is? Like, you can know someone from completely different part of the world just by, contacting this person through your friends. So today, please welcome our new friend, and we can see this theory actually in action already. So please welcome Mr. Pawan Gupta. Hello, Mr. Pawan. How are you doing?
Hello, ma'am. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Thank you very much for accepting our invitation and for joining us today. And to our audience, to our viewers, I would like to introduce Mr. Pawan. He is a success coach, motivational speaker, and founder and CEO of Persona Engineering Inc. So this is a personality development institution for training and workshops. And also, Mr. Gupta has excelled himself as a researcher in human psychology and behavioral sciences.
Yeah. And as we can see here that you are very socially active person and it's really motivates to know more about you and to act by ourselves. So I would like to ask you, what is your goals and what is your life and professional goal and what motivates you in all your activities?
See, this is my message for everyone and for myself too. The only one person in the world who can motivate you most is your own self. Everyone has to believe in their own self first. The day you think you are capable of handling things, the day you think you are motivated, the day you think I am good enough to handle worst to worst situation, the day you think I am here to transform the world, the day you think I can do service to the society, the day you think I can create happiness, prosperity, peace in the society, you become the best motivator. So my tagline is that you have to be learner all the time. You have to put your best all the time, and you have to expect and accept all the good qualities from others. And one thing I'll tell you, the day you think you are perfect enough, you don't want more learning, you don't want any more trainings, you don't want anything to be taught to you, I think your downfall starts. So if you want to transform the world, first transform yourself. Always keep the lid of your mind open so that you allow most of the positive things which are there around in the world. As far as this creative society has bestowing people with best and best of good things which are there in the world, we should be always ready to accept these things and inculcate these things with our own society, own country, own clan, own state, and everyone around.
Thank you very much, Mr. Gupta. And I totally agree that once you realize that you have this power of change within you, when you have this power of choice, right, to either sit down and think how bad the world is and how everything is unfair around you, or to just stand up and do something, right, to become a better person, to become a better copy of yourself every day, right,
Every day.
and
Yes.
to strive to do, you know, good things, strive to help others. So yes, I totally agree with what you said. Thank you very much. And also my question right now would be, could you please share with us your vision of creative society? What is creative society for you? How would you describe it?
See, I want a society which should be full of love, full of affection. There should be brotherhood. There should be religious tolerance. There should be no to racism. We should have a sense of helping each other. We should have understanding of different people around. See, you have to understand that all people are different. They are unique in their own personality. And I'll say, instead of trying to transform all the world, trying to rectify all the world, try to pacify all the world, trying to counterattack all the world, why shouldn't we transform ourselves? If we do that, I think we'll be having a clear vision to understand the society at large. There's always a law of attraction. It's all depends upon you whether you want to attract negativity or positivity. And I tell you, there's no person in the world, I don't know how worst he or she could be, to whom you can say that person doesn't possess even a single positive in that. So if we want to learn, if we want to understand, if we want to love, if we want to help anyone, any individual, any identity, so you should, you know, force yourself to just research upon that person and get that positive, even a single positive thing from that person, and imbibe that positivity into yourself. So that day you think that each and every individual have something which can be called positive, I don't think you will have hatred then.
Yes, thank you. And it's really that every person has positive insight and every person has good some human values and so on. So I also would like to ask you, you have worked with many educational institutions in India and have provided a vast spectrum of different trainings on topic of motivation, time management, leadership, goal achievement. How do you think how important in our society to have strong moral values and to educate a human with a capital H?
See, as far as moral value is concerned, that is not need of the society. I say that is not need of the society, that is a need of humanity. You have to understand the fact that moral value is not which have we have to show to others. It is not which we have to give to others. It is something which will make the world better place. You have to help needy people. You have to have the understanding that your team needs your help. If you practice better moral values, if you practice better thinking process, then you will have your team which will be abiding by your rules in the same scenario. So moral values is something which is very much required in the society, which teaches us how to behave with others, how to accept others, how to help others, how to motivate others, how to cultivate good habits in others, and how to present or represent your own thoughts to others. And as we started, see, if you want to explore the world with the ideas of positivity, you will attract positive people around. If you keep on, prompting negative thing, he is wrong, she is black, she is white, he is smart, he is under smart. So whenever you define something negative in others, in my words, that is not negative in that person. This is that is actually something negative which you possess, and you are experimenting with others. There is no scenario in the world which teaches you which give you a meter which can measure the negativity in others. But yes, if you talk to yourself, if you do self talking, you can definitely assess how negative you are, and you should definitely work to make yourself better. When we make ourselves better, we start, doing some good acts, and that good acts amount to your moral values. You are appreciating others, you are understanding the situations of others, you are helping others, you are cultivating good thoughts in others, and taking a world as one family. This should be the vision of creative society, where there is all sort of positives around, all sort of people around which have got similar vision to serve with each other. Now, what we are doing nowadays, we are trying to get money, we are trying to get facilities, we are trying to get infra to help our own self. But the day we start thinking, developing all these things for the society, definitely that will come back to you in a better manner. And when you raise the standard of society, ultimately your standard get raised. The day we understand this thing, I don't think you have to inculcate moral value in others. If each and every individual, they talk of, giving, providing, educating people with moral value. But I am telling you many a times, and I'll keep on telling the world, that keep adhere to moral value of yourself first. If each individual will be, taking care of it, I don't think we have to preach the whole society, because individual makes society.
Thank you very
Yeah.
much. Yes, it is. I absolutely agree with what you said. And, like also, um, when you look at other people and when you look at them not as at enemies, but as your friends, just like you said, the whole world is one big family. So when you see the best things, the best, I don't know, human values in other person, then you find the same in yourself. And just like you said, was the negative part of this structure. If you see some negativity in others, then it is in yourself, and you have to work on it to become better and to improve yourself. And this way, you will improve the world. And the whole world is just like one organism, and all the people, they all are together, right? And if even one person will not feel good, then how can all people feel happy?
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. So and I really really enjoyed the thing that you said about um, looking at others and improving yourself and working on yourself and always learning, to keep up with the learning, because our life is like a huge path of experiences that we can gain throughout this life. So it is really amazing. Thank you very much for that.
Thank you, Anya.
Yes, thank you very much. Also, you were saying like very inspiring words that every person need to learn all the time and always learn from others. And if we are talking about the creative society, how do you think which conditions should be created that students in schools and people of all the ages, they have this inner motivation to learn, to develop their best talents and skills, and which conditions should be for that people really have this own motivation?
See, what I basically feel, a effective schooling or a college, whether the course is related to undergraduation, what are the courses related to post graduation, the whole education system in the world should keep one thing in mind. When we talk about schooling, it is not only related to curriculum facilitation. It is not related to certain subject expertise. We always talk about schooling, but no one talks about education. Everyone says, I am 12th class pass student and I have completed my schooling. But have you ever heard anyone saying that I have passed 12 years of education? Because we forget to inculcate the moral values in that. If you are getting graduated from best of the best college of the world, and when you go out, you throw garbage around. When you see a needy person, you don't help. When you see someone in depression, you don't give your shoulder to them. When someone needs help, instead of helping them, you start giving your own excuses. Is this the type of education world is offering? Education is not related to giving, again, I'll say some expert knowledge about the different subjects. It should be having proper combination of, your subjective things. Plus, it should have all the ingredients which are very much required to build a nation which has understanding, a nation which teaches the citizen how to be helpful to each other. If they are asking you to become leaders and you are becoming leaders, if you have all the leaders around, then it will not work. If you have all the workers around, it will not work. So there has to be a proper, combinations of leaders and workers. I always preach that you should have best team, not that people who have the habit of pulling the legs of each other. You may say you have best of players in your team, but that is not required. You require best team, not best of players in your team. If you have best of players in your team, but they are contradicting each other, they are conflicting with each other, they are pulling legs of each other, so you cannot have best team. So unless and until the education system inculcate the positives, the creatives, and along with studies, the principle of how to be an effective human being. You have to talk about green schooling. You have to talk about clean schooling. You have to talk about innovative schooling. And in that, they should be in green schooling, they will be aware of their environmental changes, what are the different duties which are required from a student to serve the environment. When he grows up, when he goes out of the school, he knows what are the things he has to give to the environment. What are the things he don't have to give to the environment. If you will teach them the school, they will follow when they go out also. We should not be just protecting environment when we get a news now ozone layer is depleting, or glaciers are melting, or something, pollutions are there, there's fires in forest. Do you want these things to happen first, then you will taking precaution, or you will take precaution first? If you will take proper precaution, if you have certain knowledge, if you have got certain what you say qualities to serve the environment, these things, I'm not telling you if you follow these things everything will be come to a level and reduce, but definitely we can do something better for the environment, something better for the universe as such.
Thank you very much, Mr. Gupta. And I totally agree as well that whenever we pass this knowledge to our kids, to our future generation, and whenever we cultivate it in ourselves, right, that um, we need to take the preventive measures in all spheres of our life, right? Talking about the environment, talking about the healthcare, for example. Why do we always, like start healing ourselves only when we already have a disease, right? We
Exactly.
can do the preventive medicine, right? So I totally agree with that. And also, coming back to the topic of the creative society, in order to build a creative society, a society where every person would be happy, would feel comfortable, and would feel safe, we have to be united by one goal altogether. And the basis of this goal are the 8 foundations that have been published. I think it was on the 11th of May 2020 on the website allatraunites.com. So a really interesting article has been published on this website, which is called The Foundations of the Creative Society and the Stages of Its Construction. So right now we should be able to see it on the screen. And I would like to have a look at these 8 foundations. So the first one is human life. The second one is human freedom. The third one is human safety. The fourth one is transparency and openness information for all. The fifth one is creative ideology. The sixth one is development of personality. The seventh one is justice and equality. And the eighth one is self governing society. So I know Anna wanted to talk about one of these foundations.
Yes, if you would like, sir, maybe comment about all of them, if you have some comments.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks, Ratina, for showing the slide which have your 8 foundations for the creative society, and they are really wonderful. They are heart touching and need of the hour, and they are really wonderful. Anna, please.
Thank Yes, I would like to ask you about one of the foundations, which is called development of personality. And I just will read it out, that every person in the creative society has the right to comprehensive development and personal fulfillment. Education should be free and equally accessible to all, creating conditions and expanding opportunities for a human to implement his or her creative abilities and talents. So, how do you think if we implement this foundation in our society, in our education, how it may change? How can you see these changes?
See, the topic which your foundation has taken, which is one of the foundations, say creative of personality. See, personality is something which a person get from his expression. We should not force our students on for going for a specific subjects, unless and until you let student unleash the power they have, unleash the success within, they will not be able to compete in the society. It's oftenly seen that we impose certain rules, regulation, certain curriculums, certain finding, certain researches on the students. without actually researching what they need. When we do this, we are not able to generate the optimum success level in the student. Personality development, or the traits of personality, of the traits of human behavior, of the trait of, you can say, planning in charges, or you can say organizing heads. See, as we started discussing in the beginning, that every individual is unique. So when we formulate the education policies, we have to see not only the richer people, richer citizens in that country. I want to promote from your stage, from your platform, that all the governments of all the country should take away care of all the people living in that country, whether they are living in slums or downtrodden people of the society, whether they are middle class, whether they are upper middle class, whether they are richest people of the society. We should have identical education system for each and every individual of the society. And I really want to thank your initiative of creating awareness in the world that, see, we are the one. And unless and until we follow our principle of giving justice to all the humans living in all the categories of the world, we cannot call ourselves one world, one nation. For that, you have to understand the monetary power which each and every students, you can say student or a citizen, have in their respective countries. When we are making education curriculums, when we are making education policies, when we are drafting, rules and regulation for education, it should be, sync in such a way that each student, no matter which part of the world they are living in, they should have same level of understanding, same level of, facilities, same level of, you can say, ability to understand, ability to adopt, ability to use different resources across the world. I want to see a world where we should have a universal curriculum. So Indian students don't have to say when they go to UK, there they have different curriculum. And someone from Dubai, when they come to India, I don't want to listen that India has got different, style of teaching as far as our country has different. Or we cannot say Japanese technology is higher than US. And I don't want to say that UK people are better in providing, online education system as compared to Latin America. We should have global edu leaders who should have vision of providing equal opportunity to all the students across the world. And when we do this type of thinking process, when we do this type of critical thinking, I'll say, we will have a, future leaders who will understand the problem of all and every citizen across the world. And definitely one day we'll be able to channelize the personality of students in one direction, that is peace in the world. And that can only happen if we can inculcate the different type of, problems world is facing, and how they are basically able to basically rectify those problems out of the world. If suppose India is having some problem and they have handled that particular problem in some better way, Why should not other countries should understand and inculcate that type of problem handling techniques, and they should learn? Why cannot someone who is living in US and they have got certain better researches as far as medicines are concerned, why should not all the people of the world should get facility of using them? So when we talk of giving personality traits, when we talk of understanding the personality, when we talk how school improvise certain best qualities in student as far as personality traits are concerned, we have to keep this in mind that see, world is one, our problems may be different, but we can definitely find a unique and universal solution by giving best positive output. This is what I want to say.
Thank you very much. That's a really, really deep answer, actually, to this question. And you talked about some issues and difficulties that we might face, like in different countries, right? And there are so many things that um, well, apparently supposed to divide us, right? Like nationalities, religions, languages, I don't know, political views, religious beliefs, and things like that, and even the places where we live. But what do you think unites all of us? What do we all have in common internally?
See, we all in the world are seeker of love. Can you tell me anyone in the world who says, I don't want people to love me? He may say this because of some depression, frustrations. But if you take world scenario, and who will not want peace in the world? Who will not want unity in the world? Who will not want adaptability in the world? And who will not want togetherness? So you talk about politics, you talk about language, you talk about what you say, different nationalities, you talk about racism. They all are enemies of togetherness. They all are enemies of peace. They all are enemies of unity. They all are enemies of togetherness, and they all are enemies of human being. We all understand these, but there are certain leaders, and they are there across the world, who instead of converting us from negative state to positive, they are forcing us to believe that other sects of the world are our enemies. The day our leader across the world will preach their citizens that everyone is same. There is no difference between Japanese and Americans. There is no difference between Indians and people who live in Dubai. French people are as good as people who live in Germany. They all breathe. They all pray. They want to help. They want understanding from people across the world. And I tell you one thing, that each and every human being in this world wants peace, peace, and only peace. And this could only happen if all the people of the world, they join their hand together, not only in their speeches, but in their practices. So we'll be having a better world. And I really want platform of yours is doing something very great towards achieving that type of understanding, that type of belief, that type of fulfillness, that type of mindfulness, which can provide peace in the world. Because you are promoting, global characteristics, global politics, global positivities at one platform where people across the world can see that all human beings, whether they are living in India, whether they are living in UK or any part of the world, they think alike. They want their education system to be best in the world. They want people to understand and improve their personality and understand the feeling of others, and give respect to the religions across the world, to give request to the practices which different countries are following in the world. And the day we understand all these things, and we see that every individual of the world thinks alike, they want to live, they want to love, they want the world should understand their diverse qualities and adopt them. And when we do this, we have made our day.
Amazing. Thank you very much.
Pleasure.
Yes, and also we had one question. This question, you can turn on probably your creativity if you turned it off already, but if not, you can keep it up with it. So what do you think, what would be the best way to inform people about such initiative, about the project Creative Society, and to pass the knowledge that, guys, we are the same, we can unite, and we can build a better world for us, for our future generations, and for the world in general?
Yeah. Katrina, what I will say on this part, see, this is the right platform. As I told you, you people are doing really very wonderful. See, we have to first intrude ourselves into the education system across the world. See, we as educators, we are the transformers of the world. Whatever we will preach to our students, the same type of qualities they will have when they will grow up. So if we influence the world edu leaders, if we can have a common, moral values, ethics, or moral value duties, which can be commonly used in different schools across the world, the message will be loud and clear that we want these value, similar value in all the countries of the world. See, what is wrong if suppose Katrina and Anna give a message today that we want there should be peace in the world. So which school of the world, which teacher, which educator will say, oh, we don't want this, we don't like this, message of yours. If you say, we want to promote unity, we want to promote togetherness. But yes, if we say the creative foundation has these type of charters which they want each and every individual school of the world should adopt that and ask their own students to give their inputs on that, how you can promote peace in the society, how you can promote brotherhood in the society, how you will ignore the religion biases, how you will ignore racism. If we have this type of charter made out, and we can distribute to the different educators around the world, and they should start implementing these type of you can say rules and regulation in their own institution. Yes, one day we'll have this opportunity to say, see, our foundation has started some drive which are garnering support all across India, all across world, all across the universe, because we started the foundation not only to promote our personal goals. We started foundation to bring the unity in the world, to promote love for others, understanding for others, to make us person with helping nature, to make a person who understand different religions, a person who understand the feelings of others. So different nations may have different, situation at different levels. So one has to understand two people may have different ideas or on same time for a similar thing. The day we understand this, our message will be totally different, and I think this will be adaptable. When you see, when you say this thing, that see, I understand what Anna want. You may not like that thing, but you understand what Anna want. So that is the story behind success. There are two different things I'll tell you. Different people does. An unsuccessful person keep on repeating the mistakes again, again, and again. Successful and unsuccessful person, they come across same type of situations. But what unsuccessful person does, he keep on repeating that same mistakes. And successful person doesn't repeat mistakes. When you start learning from, you can say, challenges, you have got vision to convert your challenges into opportunities. Instead of the world talking about, uh, fighting with each others, or you are having, this, what you can say, nuclear war race, or you are having, problem of expanding your land. Instead of that, if we start talking about how to eradicate poverty from the world, how to eradicate the employment from the world, unemployment from the world, how to eradicate the racism from the world, how to eradicate this nuclear war from the world, I think world will be better place.
Thank you very much. That's truly amazing. And yes, once we pass this knowledge, pass this understanding that we all are united and there is actually nothing to divide in this world, right? Nothing to like split apart, because basically, okay, we live here on this land, but this land still doesn't belong to us, because once we pass away it stays here, right? So we have to probably try to bring up all those good things and pass this good knowledge and those moral values that we talked about throughout this discussion today, shared with our kids, shared with our friends, even adults sometimes. They take it as granted, but some situation happens and they like sit down and they understand that, wow, something amazing just happened, because I never thought about it. I never paid so much time to it, right? I never asked myself questions like that. In even questions like we touched today, throughout our conversation. So thank you very much. It was truly amazing discussion with very, very deep insights and very deep understandings. And I'm pretty sure that our audience loved it. So thank you very much for that. And we have one last question for you. I guess,
Yeah.
Anya, maybe you would like to ask it.
Yeah.
Yes, I think that will be the main question of our today's conversation. So, would you like to live in a creative society?
Yes, I will like to live in creative society, but today you people have raised my standard of thinking about creative society. I will promote people to make this society grow creative. The day we all understand the importance of creative society, the society which is full of love, affection, understanding, and support for the fellow human beings, we will definitely promote creative society from our own ends. And today, you have not only informed me, but you have motivated me to make this society more creative and how to transform any society in of the world into creative society. And I can assure you that I'll be definitely promoting your mission to transform the whole world into one creative society. I'm really proud to be associated with you all, and it's my pleasure that you have given me your precious, live streaming, where we have discussed very many, things which are happening across the world, and you people are really doing wonderful. Thank you, Elena. Thank you, Katrina. Thank you, Anya. Thank you very much.
And thank you very much as well for joining us today, because, it's your day off, and, we have to spend some time on talking to some people from who knows where they are from,
Yes,
right?
yes, 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 yeah.
But like today, we had such an amazing conversation, and it was an international conversation because, like,
Yes.
you're from India, Alexei and Alina, they're from United Arab Emirates. Anya, I guess you're now in Ukraine, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so me and Anya from Ukraine, and we already are united, and we can see this on this little example. We already unite, and it's easily can be achieved, in all of the world, because internally people do want to live happily. People do want to live in love with themselves, in love with their relatives, their friends, and all people in the world, because all of us eventually we want to live comfortably, peacefully, and safely. So thank you very much for joining us today. And right now, I would like to address to our viewers, guys, if you would like to join the project Creative Society, it is very easy to do. You simply can open your browser on the computer and go to the website allatraunites.com, choose the language that you would like to, that is comfortable for you to speak, and press the red button, join us. There you will see the form that you can fill out, how you would like to participate, and simply send it to us. And the volunteers of Allatra International Public Movement will surely contact you and will, you know, give you different examples of how you can participate, whether you can shoot your live stream video, participate in a live conversation like that, or if you want to, for example, if you don't have an opportunity to connect with the video, you can join the Allatra Radio initiative as well, where you can share your ideas, share your visions and thoughts about the creative society, how it should look like, and how you see it. So thank you very much. And also, I'll give the floor back to Anya.
Yes, thank you, Kate. I would like also to say once more thank you for today's great conversation. And to our viewers, please, you can share this broadcast in social media by using the hashtags Creative Society and Allatra Unites. Leave your comments and also join the Six Handshakes initiative. So the more people we connect and the more we know each other, the better we know each other and found out how every person sees this creative society. And if we unite by this one goal, then faster we can implement it. So thank you very much for being today with us on Allatra TV Middle East. Thank you all.
One more thing. We got a question from our viewers. So the question is it possible to include 8 foundations to school curriculums?
That is really wonderful. And as you might recollect, I told you you should promote this eight foundation of yours to the educate leaders across world, because you people are really, really doing great. It may be Olga, it may be Elena, it may be Kate, it may be Anya. You people are really doing well. And now you can include one more name, that is Pawan. We all will together promote all your eight foundation, in all the countries of the world. And as far as India is concerned, I will definitely be promoting of all your goals related to creative society in our, conferences, seminars, webinar, which I take, and wherever I'll go, I will ask that particular institution to join the movement of creative society. Thank you very much. And I'll request you all that please promote these eight foundation. These are really very important if we want to save the humanity, if we want to have a peaceful world around where no one is different from others, everyone is alike, and everyone eats like a family, sleeps like a family, and moreover behave like a family. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Gupta. And maybe you can think of someone from your friends or your colleagues who might be interested in joining the live conversation, just like we had today. Maybe you can
Surely,
think
surely.
of inviting some of your friends, I would say.
Not an issue. Definitely, I'll do.
Okay, so we will for sure keep in touch. And to our viewers, please, just like Mr. Gupta said, don't hesitate to share the idea of creative society. Don't hesitate to share the 8 foundations, 8 pillars of the creative society, because they are really, really important. One more time, thank you very much, Mr. Gupta, for joining us today. Thank you, Anya,
Pleasure.
for co hosting this um, broadcast. And thank you very much to our technical team who's supporting this live stream. We'll see you in the next live conversation soon. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye bye.